Lez Hang Out. And let's talk about what Leslie's about. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Lez Hang Out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Lez Hang Out, the podcast that's yours forevermore.
What's that line from? Is that from?
It's a
Hotel
classic,
Reverie?
I don't know. Yeah. From the West Coast, I'm Leigh Holmes Foster.
From the East Coast, I'm Ellie Brigida. To those of you who moved with us through this whole journey, thank you as always for listening. If you're a new listener, welcome. We're excited to have you here. Here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This week in the Lesbian is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. In season 8, our last Patreon bonus episode was released on Bros. You can listen to that at bit.ly/lespatreon. We are also hosting the final week of our Patreon campaign. We need 12 more paid patrons to hit our goal of 100 patrons, where you can pick a Should Have Been Gay episode. So if you want to join at bit.ly/lespatreon.
And if you want to sign up for our trip to France, we are planning that for next March. That is March 25th to 31st of 2026. We are excited to do another super gay trip with all of our super gay listeners, and we want you to be there. You can sign up at bit.ly/lesdofrance.
In the greater Les universe, Azzy Fudd and Paige Becker just officially came out as girlfriends. Do you know this whole thing, Leigh?
I do not, so please tell me all about it.
So Paige Becker is like a really big WNBA player, was really big UConn player, and was like basically like the next Caitlin Clark, right? So she's like projected to be one of like the best players in the league. She's been like getting a lot of attention, getting a lot of like brand recognition, all kinds of stuff. And she's been posting a lot of videos with her best friend, Azzy Fudd. And
They're
like
such
they were like
good gal pals.
close friends, best friends. And this is a more of a personal thing, but my family is very into basketball in general because we're all tall. My mom played basketball when she was in high school, college. My dad played basketball. Like we're a basketball family. And so we were out for Father's Day with my grandfather and a bunch of people, whatever. And we were all talking about this thing. And my cousin Meg was like, oh my God, Paige Becker, like so hot, like friends with this, like, but she was like, oh my God, like they're totally gay, like whatever. We had like a whole thing where we were like debating the sexuality of Paige Becker. And then 2 weeks later, like barely, she came out. And I didn't know anything about this whole thing, but I'm in. I was like, I'm in for the tea. Please tell me about this Paige Becker and her best friend roommate. So it is a big deal. And also it's a big deal for like, obviously there's a lot of queer women in the WNBA.
The WNBA, man, so gay.
But
so
it's
gay.
like a new young player who was getting a lot of attention, like as a star. Like, and was like,
you can't be gay when you're getting attention.
Well, I mean, really, but like choosing to come out in that moment, I think was really important.
Sorry. I know that this is not the point of this segment, but also I'm going to say it anyways, just because it made me laugh so much. But while we're talking about that, I think one of my favorite TikToks I saw recently is one where people it was like they posted a photo of Caitlin Clark and her boyfriend, and then you could just like swipe to the next photo, and it was just a photo of Dana and Harrison from the L Word.
That's hysterical.
And it did make me laugh a lot. Anyways, that's fine.
Yes.
Tell me about this next thing,
Okay,
Ellie.
yes.
Something
I don't
about
know,
autostraddle
Leigh.
and people going down on someone. I don't know. What's going on?
So Autostraddle has been posting these like sex story kind of things. I don't know if you've been seeing them.
On what, their Instagram?
On their Instagram, and also like they like post like
Okay.
a long, it's like a,
I haven't seen them. Tell me
like
about
profiles of different couples and like their sex questions and sex
it.
like
Love it.
issues or whatever. And this one post was from someone who said they've been dating their girlfriend for like a year and they can't go down on her. They find it to be like disgusting. They hate the smell. There's something
Ooh,
about it where they're like repulsed by going
that's
down on their
rough.
girlfriend. And so I'm curious. The discourse was varied.
No, I'm sorry. I'm begging for you to finish that sentence first.
I just am curious what your thoughts are.
I mean, I don't know,
It's
man.
brutal. It's brutal.
That's rough. That's
Mhm.
rough. Does the girlfriend go down on her?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
I just think, okay, personally, would not be for me. Could not be for me. there's been like a bunch of, I don't know, I found it really interesting because like some people are saying like sensory issues are a thing.
They are. The thing is like I don't know of a way to be like you're wrong and you should do it anyways, because I'm like, I mean, listen, like
Exactly. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do
people
it.
are
Like you
people
don't
are
have
squicked
to.
out by whatever they're squicked
You don't
out
have
by,
to.
but I'm like, I'm just gonna say that's a rough one to be
in a
squicked out
Yes,
by,
it's
because like that's rough, man.
I know. But here's the thing that I find interesting. It's her first girlfriend. So there's also this layer where people are
Yeah.
like, okay, well, it's her first girlfriend, so you have no context.
Yeah.
And maybe you actually are not that attracted to this particular person.
I mean, it's also like
It's like a
different
tough-
people smell and taste and feel
Yes.
different.
Some
So,
people
like,
are saying maybe your partner has BV, like maybe you should get your
Yeah.
partner checked. We don't like there's like a million different things, but I just found it to be like a very interesting discourse because I'm like people like what they like and they don't like what they like, but like
yeah.
if that was the thing that my partner did not like, I would have a real hard time.
I mean, it's also like, listen, like I remember when we were in college, like one of the guys that Kelsey went to college with, like his like up at Dartmouth when she was at Dartmouth, like his girlfriend, it was like it like kind of became a running joke because it was like they couldn't have sex unless he showered first, like they had to shower first.
Mm-hmm.
And and which like same thing. You're like, I mean, I guess if that's what you got to do, man, that's what you got to do. Like
Mhm.
seems like a lot, you know?
Yeah. But so, like, that's the thing. It's like everyone's sexual preferences are different. So everyone's like open. And also, I'm like, that is rough. So I was like, I was curious your thoughts on the situation. And I was like, I feel for the partner, to be honest.
My thoughts on this situation are I either need that woman to go down on someone else and tell us if this is just
yes,
the
like literally test it. Please test the theory.
all of
Like,
them
I'm
are
sorry.
out, or I need someone else to go down on her girlfriend for her and tell us if like things are weird down there.
Legit.
We need some more data points, is what I'm
need
saying.
More
An
data
N
points.
of 1 is not enough for any statistician. Okay, so like I need more data.
Exactly. So give us the follow-up. Thank you,
Yeah.
Autostraddle. That's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Leigh.
Thanks, Ellie and Leigh, and welcome to episode 22 of season 8. Getting close to the end, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Home stretch of season 8 and our next installment of Lez-ssentials.
Lez-ssentials is a recurring segment on the show where we dive into classic lesbian movies or TV shows.
And also remember that we are writing and recording original songs for all of our Lez-ssentials. So you'll want to stick around to the end of the episode for the Lez-ssentials song for this episode. It's called You Don't Remember.
It really hits, and it's so cute and sweet. Leigh, you did a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Can't wait. And for this Lez-ssentials, we're talking about the 2025 Black Mirror episode, Hotel Reverie. You want to hit us with
back.
our IMDb synopsis? I know, we're going
back in
to the
Black Mirror.
Back in black.
Back in black for us.
Let's do it.
Yeah, our IMDb synopsis for the episode Hotel Reverie is as follows. A high-tech, unusually immersive remake of a vintage British film sends Hollywood A-list star Brandy Friday into another dimension where she must stick to the script if she ever wants to make it home.
All right.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay. I feel like my general response to that IMDb synopsis is like, okay, calm down.
Yeah, like, I don't know
Calm
if she
down.
doesn't want to make it home.
I have a couple issues with 1, not another dimension.
Yes.
2, she does not stick to the script even
At
a little
all.
bit.
At all. Even before she had to make it home.
And I feel like it makes it sound like it's going to be this like high stakes action packed thing where it's like if you get a word wrong, you get
Die.
killed. Like yeah.
and it's like
And
also
it's not
just
that.
completely ignores the gay of it all.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're gonna talk about the gay because
We will.
It's quite gay. I don't know. We want to just start with a plot recap through, and then we can.
Well,
talk.
tell me your experience first, Ellie. What was your experience with Hotel Reverie?
So I watched it pretty soon after it came out because you know how it is. It's like new Black Mirror episodes drop, and you always just go straight to, okay, well, are they gay? And so had heard that this one was quite gay, and watched it with Bailey and 2 of our friends. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I will say, it's tough for me. San Junipero was so well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I feel as though when you have another lesbian Black Mirror episode, it's so hard to not draw parallels.
Yeah.
Especially since
Especially
since there
with these
are so many parallels.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, but I enjoyed it. It was sweet. And also, I wasn't like the most bought into the lesbian love story, which made me a little sad.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I did think it was a very interesting episode, as they all are. So I feel like there's a lot to like dig your teeth into, you know?
Yeah.
What about you, Leigh?
You know how we do, Ellie? I didn't watch it close to that close to it. I watched it within the same year.
Honestly, closer than usual. So
closer
I'll
than
give
usual.
it to you.
Yeah. So I was traveling for work and I had time on the plane where I was like, I should download something. And I'd seen people talking about the fact that there was another gay episode. And so I was like, well, I mean, why not? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you know, you love that because we'd sort of already said, hey, I think we've done enough Lez-ssentials this season. We don't need to write and produce another song right now. We're both busy. You're heading into, you know, wedding season again. And but then I watched a thing on a plane and then, you know, I'm like, oh no, I landed and I've written half a song. Darn.
It's so hard when you just write a song, you know,
it's
and
just
you have
annoying.
to be like, Ellie, you have to do it. I agree.
And I will say, like, it is... I have so many thoughts on this episode. I do like it. I still enjoyed it. I've watched it again now. There are things that I really like about it, and then there are things that I find really funny about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are things that I find really interesting about it, and I think we're gonna get to all
Exactly.
of them.
Like I feel it is an interesting episode.
It is an interesting episode.
I'm excited to dive in for a Lez-ssentials. Like I feel like there is a significant amount to talk about, so I'm interested.
Yeah, should we just like go through for anyone who hasn't seen it? We'll kind of like talk through the big points, big beats, and we'll see where that takes us. So, I mean, first of all, listen, I'm gonna say from a starting point, cast wise, great cast, man. We meet Kimmy, who's played by Awkwafina, who's fantastic in this. We meet, who's the studio head? Does she have a name? She probably has a name.
Oh yeah, who's from
Judith Keyworth, who's played by Harriet Walter, who is probably like a name that doesn't immediately jump to mind for people, but you've probably seen
Killing
her in
Eve.
a ton of stuff. She plays Dasha in Killing Eve. She was in Black Sails. She was in, I think she was in some of The Crown. She's in like an episode of Doctor Who. She's in
oh, great.
I don't know. She's sort
great.
of always like in and around the gays. I see.
Yes,
It seems like,
she really
you know.
is. Mm-hmm.
And it's just great. She's funny in this, and she owns a movie studio, right?
Yes.
Has the catalog full of old classic movies that nobody wants to do anything with and doesn't know what to do with them. And Awkwafina's like, I have a plan to get you all the Ryans in Hollywood. Don't you worry. So she has a plan. Judith Keyworth, not 100% sold, but it's not like she's got a lot of options. So
people are NFI, not fucking interested.
People are NFI. Yeah, so we meet them, and then we sort of cut over to Hollywood, where we meet Brandy Friday, played by Issa Rae, who... What was your take on Issa Rae in this?
Okay, I feel like she's great. And also, like I said, I don't know if I buy the chemistry between the two of them, but I don't know if it's necessarily either one of their faults. I think sometimes like chemistry is just not chemistrying. Like I feel like she did a good job acting, and I just couldn't buy in. I couldn't. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. The reasons I found it interesting, I feel like I might hold until a little later on when we get to more of what happens. But we meet Brandy Friday. She's an actress, but she's sort of always like the supporting role, you know. She's the arm candy on the arm of an A-list man. She's the either that or the like, what does she call it? She's like, you know, the kind of like trauma porny like drama lead actress, right?
Yes.
And she's like, I want to do something else. Like, I want to be the romantic lead. I want to do the sweeping. I want to do the what, you know, like she wants to. It's giving, you know, if I were a man, I'd be the man kind of vibes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so she's telling her agent, she's like, I don't want to do these parts. I don't want to be the supporting love interest. I want to be the lead in something. And yeah, they kind of always, I love when, you know, episodes are so self-referential in the way that everyone keeps being like, I'll be yours forevermore.
Yes.
You know, the classic.
The classic line
Hotel
from-
Reverie.
yes.
Yeah. So she hears that there's an offer out they're looking to cast the male lead, recast the male lead in Hotel Reverie, which seems to be like this universe is Casablanca, and she wants it. And she gets it because no one else does.
Yeah, because nobody else cares about it. I do love how it's like a little bit like, all right, well, we weren't going to make it gay, but nobody wants to do it, so sure.
Yeah, so why
like,
not?
It's so like
Honestly,
unintentional.
I want to live in this universe. I want to live in the universe where they're just like, I mean, why not make it gay?
Yeah.
And truly, why not? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to remake your classic, black and white 1940s romance, why not make it an interracial lesbian story? I don't
see why not. Exactly.
There's no good reason. It's a great idea. And I love that they're just sort of like, sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Why? Yeah. She's interested, right?
Might as well.
Cast Brandy, and she gets her info packet, immediately drops the important part of it on the ground, and shows up in England for a 2-hour shooting session to remake an entire movie, which honestly should have been maybe her first, red flag that you missed.
The info packet? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like she just shows up being like, yeah, let's make a movie in, 90 minutes? Sounds right.
Yeah. Like, there's no questions asked by her. I'm like, girl, like,
no.
You should have asked all these questions before you showed up to the film studio.
0 questions. This
also, like, agents incompetent. Like, I'm like, nobody read the info packet? Really?
No.
Really?
Listen, in terms of plot holes in this episode, this is probably minor. But yeah, so she shows up. She has no idea what's happening. Awkwafina is trying to run her through real fast the big points of like, your lines, right? Because that's going to be important for no reason. Anyways, put this on your head. See ya. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Lies her down, puts a little thing on her temple, and they like immediately dump her in this immersive sort of like pseudo AI reality version of this movie where they're like, we've imported the whole movie into the magic computer, and the magic computer is going to build out a reality for you, and they're all people who think they're real that are the movie people, and we're just gonna dump you in there and you get to act out the movie live in real time.
Mm-hmm.
We have one take. Good luck.
Crazy.
Yes. Wild.
Crazy, and also like it is so interesting. I don't know if we want to. Do we want to dive into themes as we go, or do we want to?
Yeah, why not? There's no rules, Ellie.
Great.
We're not bounded by anything. Our simulation extends to all reaches of the universe.
It is an interesting take because, like, at the beginning they're talking about like, oh, you're gonna do a deep fake, but it is interesting because it's like, it's not exactly a deep fake, right? Like, Brandy Friday actually has to act in this, right? So they're like, they did replace a lot of people. I mean, you have one actor who needs to do this whole thing. But it is interesting from like a Black Mirror episode scenario.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, yeah, this is possible, right?
It's interesting in the sense that it's like you're not doing a deep fake where you're just slapping someone on top of an existing performance. You're like getting a new fresh performance, but you're also sort of doing like the weird AI corpse like reviving of all of these other actors in ways that are weird.
Yes, highly unethical.
Yes. It's all kind of weird. It like sits in this weird place in terms of the current zeitgeist of people's understanding of AI and stuff.
Well, it's like, yeah, like, what's the consciousness of these people, right? I feel like Awkwafina's like, no, then like they're not real people, whatever. And it's
they're
like,
not real people.
They sort of are.
Yeah, it's weird. It lands in this weird place. And I mean, I get it. It's a Black Mirror episode. That's the whole point. I do think it's just funny to kind of be like, no, it's not a deep fake. We're getting a whole new performance from one person. Everyone else doesn't matter. They're all dead. We don't care anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so much more ethical. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's fine. And it is kind of funny because realistically, if she had done what she is supposed to do, functionally, what's the difference, right?
Yeah, like the movie's not that different, right?
What's the difference?
Exactly. Except for the fact that now it is a lesbian film.
Yes.
Which
And
does
so I do
change a lot. Like,
it is kind of funny when you sit in this place where you're like, we sort of ended up getting this mix of like, it's sort of this blend of Casablanca, San Junipero, the play where everything goes wrong, you know, like, I don't know what else you throw in there, but it's like you get this sort of weird mix where it's like everything goes off the rails
errors
so fast.
Yeah, like it's a comedy of errors and also like a love story and also like a murder kind of like it blurs genres for sure.
It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. So, yeah, so Brandy's dropped in this play that she's supposed to act out live with no real prep, no real idea what she's getting into, and a whole bunch of, like, fake AI computer people surrounding her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, you know, at least watched the movie a bunch, so she seems to know her lines pretty well. She's familiar with the story. And she kind of gets a little distracted by the fact that, like, most of her prep for this movie seemed to be staring at the actress, Dorothy, what's her name?
Yes.
The actress playing Clara, who is her romantic love interest in Hotel Reverie. Most of her prep seemed to be, like, staring at her paused face on a giant screen.
Yes. Making sure that she pretend to fall in love with her beforehand. So, yeah. A lot of character work there. Mm-hmm. Of course.
Feels right. So she has prepped. She knows everything that's coming. And, you know, she's just sort of jumping straight in to this acting assignment of be Alex Palmer. Also, I do love that they, you know, I'm like, listen, if you're going to pick a name that's going to be A, androgynous, and B, super duper gay, Alex is a great one.
As we know from the Should Have Been Gay Meg episode.
Yeah. It's great.
Alex, the gayest of all names.
Gayest of all names.
Yes.
So it's good. So, you know, you do meet Clara, who is the heiress of the Hotel Reverie storyline, where her husband is French and therefore evil and trying to murder her.
And wants to kill her. Yeah, also, okay, let's talk a little bit about the French of it all, because, oh my God. So I watched it with one of my friends from France. She could not get over how offensive the French.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
To be
fair though, watch a lot of.
Yeah. It's leaning into the old style of film.
That's kind of how they were.
Yes.
You know,
and it is sort of interesting too, because it's very interesting to make a very old film that is leaning on the tropes of like, these are clearly all white people. The French, there's like French racism, right?
Yeah.
But we're not throwing any, like, none of the story changes around your Black female lead.
Mm-mm.
And it's interesting and cool and also a little jarring.
Yeah.
Because it does, like, it's nice, quote unquote, that, like, nobody blinks an eye at the lesbianism or the interracialness of it.
To be fair, I don't think anyone sees the lesbianism very much, you know?
Yeah, true. Thank God.
They're all just like, this very nice doctor's made a friend.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. All the lesbianism is private.
They're gal pals, Ellie. They are 1940s silver screen gal pals around Egypt, you know? Why not?
It is interesting. It's a choice. It's
something.
Yes.
It's something. I know it all kind of feels, I think that's the thing is like, it all feels just a little weird somehow.
Yes.
Everything. Just in every way possible, it always feels a little weird. And also immediately starts going off the rails in ways that I also find funny. Because again, listen, this plot really working hard to hold itself together. So Brandy gets dropped in to play Alex Palmer. One of the big story beats of Hotel Reverie, the original movie, is Alex plays the piano and, you know, woos Clara with his beautiful rendition of Clair de Lune.
Yes.
And they walk out together and don't drink the poisoned drink that Clara's husband's trying to poison her with, courtesy of an extremely 1940s subtle bottle with the words poison and a giant skull on it and a giant sting look at the camera. And I just anyways, those things I do really enjoy.
Yes.
I think they're very funny and like
they really are so cheeky with it. Like,
oh yeah, they're so spot on.
Like, it's very stylistically specific and it's funny. But yes, Brandy plays a horrible chopsticks, cannot play the piano at all. Yeah, I feel like there's so many things. It's like if you were gonna do a movie in 2 hours, you would think that they would have done a lot more prep work. I understand you're really trying to save money.
You hire her for one rehearsal.
Yeah, like just like one run through beforehand. It shouldn't be the only time that she ever does this. Is the one time that she has to get it all perfectly. Like there were so many things they could have circumvented.
I like how you and I are doing a Lez-ssentials on this, and really our big problem is like really the process with which they filmed this.
Yeah, the production team were idiots. The production
team was bad. Her agent really let her down. Anyway,
yes, it is a horrible look at the film industry.
It's true. It's true, though. So she can't play the piano, and because she can't play the piano, Clara's losing interest, and now they're bringing her drink over, and if she drinks her drink, she's gonna die, and everything's wasted, and you're gonna have to go back to the beginning, so you gotta do something. So Brandy takes her drink and throws it in a plant, and then now she's mad that Clara's mad that Brandy threw her drink away, and then she's not interested in Dr. Alex Palmer at all. Thank you very much. And now she's walking away, and Brandy has to chase after her, but she chases after her, and she yells the wrong name.
Girl,
get it together. So she yells out Dorothy, which is the actress who played Clara in the original 1940s movie, Hotel Reverie, and Clara stops and turns, intrigued, as though she's a person, right? And this is where we sort of get into the whole Black Mirror-ness of it all.
Yeah, like, of course, this is a human.
Right.
Like, this is an AI version of a human, but it's clearly a human. Like, and she clearly has some sort of memories of Dorothy, right?
Well, sort of. I mean, it at least, like, yeah, it touches something that's going on, right? And so they start talking, and they go outside, and they're talking, and Alex Palmer is explaining how she reminds her of someone she used to know named Dorothy, who was a little blue inside, you know? And yeah, it's kind of hitting a lot of these beats where it's like suddenly you're like, who is Clara? What's happening?
Yes.
Here. All of the people out in the real world, like Kimmy and Judith and everyone watching are like, what's going on? And Jack's trying to explain, like, hey, maybe there's echoes in the programming because, you know, we've trained this whole simulation on the performance in Hotel Reverie, and Dorothy Chambers put so much
of herself
and her gayness into this.
Exactly. It's like she was playing straight, but she couldn't play straight enough, right?
Yeah.
It's like literally being like her performance as Clara, quote unquote, was still a gay actress.
Yes.
Playing Clara. So there's a lot of gay undertones.
Put so much of her Lez-ssentials into this performance that it's just it you know infected the computer with gay. I don't know what.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know what we're going with here, but we at least sort of get a little back on track because now Clara's more interested. The sparks are growing and building.
The attraction level is increasing.
I do listen. If there is one thing I will say about this episode that needs to be a part of queer culture, it is the fact that on their screen, I love that they don't just have like, here are the plot points that we need to hit, and here's the script as it's being, you know, said in real time, and here's the comparison to the original footage. They have a straight up like fucking reality TV style romance meter with like a little heart like on the top.
Ba-bong. It's like, it's like when you like hit, you know, like you go to like Coney Island or something that's like you put both your hands on it. It's like, are we in love?
Are we in love?
Yes.
And they literally have that because they're basically like also sort of a reality dating show in real time, which I find hysterical. And I'm like, queers need this.
Yes.
Lesbians need
to be put into an AI simulation with an old Les.
A real-time attraction meter to be like, the romance is climbing, the attraction is building. It is so funny to me how, like, I'm like, how do you measure the attraction of an AI that you built?
Yep.
You're in charge of the robot. Make her be in love. Like, we have watched real movies with less convincing, like, something that someone did to make the lead actress fall in love with them. I'm like, we have watched actresses have to fall in love with the most forgettable, milquetoast, uninteresting men. Just make her be in love. But no, they're like, we're gonna trick this robot into falling in love.
Yes, we're gonna make sure that the beats that you say turn her on. It's weird.
And what I want to know is which one of those little nerdy dudes in that room was responsible for going
the attraction meter
and coding the attraction meter of the new lesbian romance classic, like silver screen movie that they made. I want to know what their criteria was. I want to know how they're judging it. Like, who's in the back somewhere coding a little thing measuring how much her pupils are dilated.
Does she smirk?
Her heart rate's climbing.
Yes. It's wild.
It's so funny.
Yes.
It's so funny and so silly, but I also I'm not going to lie, I was kind of into that. Like,
yes.
It was working for me to be like, yeah, she's into that woman. And you're like, I don't know why it's so... I think partly because we don't get to see the 1940s lesbian storylines a lot,
Exactly. So it is sort of like a nice shift.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was great to just be like, yeah, she's falling for you still. It doesn't just have to be Ralph Redwell with his smarmy style and his weird vibes. Like, yeah,
it's
for the hot black woman.
Yeah, it's Brandy Friday, really being like, "I see you, Dorothy," and you're like, "Yeah, I see you for who you really are."
Yeah, and this robot's heart is touched, right?
Yes, exactly.
I fucking love it. Here's the only problem: they killed the dog.
I know. God damn it.
God damn it. Don't you hate when you're trying to hit on a girl and you can't
accidentally
actually play the
kill
piano?
the dog, yeah.
And so in your, hasty tries to get back on track, you just accidentally poison a dog.
Worst.
Man.
Of also the woman who her dog dying is not she goes to the police for it. Like it is a scene.
So real of her though. So real of Madame Robin to take her dog, dead dog story to the police station. But yeah, so they accidentally killed the dog, and the problem is now that they have killed the dog, the whole story's fucked.
Off the rails.
We're off the rails.
Yes.
Everything's gone so far off track because now you killed the dog instead of Madame Robin, who was supposed to drink the poison and die. And then when she dies, they call in the inspector, and the inspector shows up and he sneezes, and then you diagnose him with an allergy to his perfume. And then now that he knows you, then when you're up on the roof later, he doesn't shoot you to death. And now everything is
is all fucked. Also, this is the part where she's on the phone, right, with Awkwafina. Or talking.
Well, she's talking to Awkwafina the whole damn time, which I also find so funny.
Yes, so funny. But when she's talking to Awkwafina, this is one of the gayer parts where she's basically being like, "You saw that, right? Like she's into me, right?
Yeah."
she's like that wasn't the script, right? Like this, you think she likes me, right? And Awkwafina's like, "Get back on track," and she's like, but that was cool, right?
Yeah, she's like, did we all see that? Like she
we had a moment, right? Like I wasn't making it up in my head. Like I feel like it's such a
she likes me, right? Like, do you think she likes me?
Yeah,
I was feeling like she likes me. Could you tell me what the romance meter said?
Yeah, she's like, you're about to die, and she's like, but she thinks I'm hot, right?
Yeah. Was it the suit? Do you think she liked the suit? Yeah. What color is this thing even? Does it work for me?
Yes.
It's black and white in here. I can't tell.
Exactly. It was giving so gay.
Oh no, it's so straight up gay. It's wild. So Brandy Friday is in this little simulation having her own little, gay panic moment. And meanwhile, everyone outside is having real life panic moment where they hey, if you get shot, you might straight up die.
Yes.
And that's a problem because we can't get you out of this movie.
And also we don't want to kill our star.
Right.
Yeah.
So they apparently built this whole simulation, and the only way to get her out is she just has to say the one very specific line at the end of the movie. And if you don't say that line, the movie can't end. And if you don't make it to the end of the movie, then you may die.
Yes, and there's no possible way to extract her otherwise, which makes complete sense.
Yeah. And again, I just think it's so funny that they're oh no, the narrative is falling apart. The stress on the simulation is rising. Everything's gone wrong. And I'm once again, the little tippy-tappy keys in front of you control the computer. Uh-huh. Right? The fact that this is how they built this thing is hilarious
comical.
as
Yes.
like a plot point. I think it's so funny. It's so funny.
They were like, we created this thing to really fuck with us.
Yes. And so meanwhile, they have like that one woman who's like, I'm going to rewrite a new plot for us. Here we go. Do I get a story credit? Like,
Yes.
it's so funny. So here they are. They're all trying to like get back on track. And they're like, so Brandy, you just like act normal. Okay. We're doing a day cut scene. So you're going to, you know, just fly to tomorrow because we got to keep going. We can't get you out. Clara became gay in real life and it broke the computer so much that the only way out of this movie is
finishing it.
To get to the end, which I also do think is so funny that they're literally like, you had a gay moment and like
everything.
A stack overflow, we can't handle it. Like it's too much
we
gay
were
for
not
the computer.
Prepared.
The servers weren't built for this much gay.
Oh, God. We just thought it'd be a medium amount of gay.
Yeah. We weren't ready. We didn't prep. We didn't get like backup
on
database storage for the gay, you know?
Stupid.
No, not a gay on there. Really disappointing. Letting us down, Awkwafina.
I know.
So they jump to tomorrow, and now we have also what I think is probably my favorite moment in terms of just some of the really... I do have to give Issa Rae credit in this, because like the acting choices are top notch, and I think her best ones in the whole episode are like very subtle, very quick moments. I think the montage of their whole day in Egypt features some of the best moments for her, where they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna do a whole bunch of like dissolves from scene to scene, like it might be a little weird, and like all the little moments where they like cut to them in the car and her little eyes just go like what? Like she's like, and now I'm wearing sunglasses and now I'm on a camel, what's happening? Like they're such small little moments and they're all perfect for me. Like
that's what I'm saying.
So
I think Issa Rae did a great job acting. I just like don't know if I like the two of them together.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But so they have their big romantic day all across Egypt together, and then they get back to the hotel, and Clara trips on the stairs outside of the hotel and sprains her ankle. And I feel like shit's about to get gay, so should we take a hot break right here and come back and dive into their absolute lesbianic antics?
Yes.
Incredible. Let's do it. Okay, we are back at Hotel Reverie, where Clara has fallen and sprained her ankle.
And some chivalrous butch is going to have to walk her up the stairs.
Yeah, this dyke doctor is like...
Brandy is prepared to carry her up those freaking stairs.
Yeah, they walk up the stairs, they go to Clara's room, and they proceed to do the most 1940s lesbian flirting ever, which is like, how does this feel on your ankle? Oh, that feels... good.
Maybe a little higher
maybe
up.
You should check a little higher up. Yeah. It's go gentle on me. Just check a little higher, right? It's insane.
Yes. My favorite part about this entire sequence, and like this is what I find really like interesting about this particular episode, is when like the commentary from the people who are watching are like, didn't have that kind of chemistry before, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you are definitely being like, okay, clearly the like lesbian attraction is changing things. And so I'm like this scene is hotter than it was before. Interesting. Like, and the fact that like Clara is gaining more gay agency.
Yeah.
Right? Like
and
she's
they're
going
all
off
commenting on it.
Like she's going off script to be more gay. Like all the time she goes off script are because she's so gay.
She's so gay. And I do love that like they keep pointing it out. Like I love when you get the comments where they're like a little fruitier than the original. And you're like, you literally made it a lesbian movie. But okay, fine. But then they're like, we fed a script and a like fully sequenced, analyzed like movie into this computer. And then Dorothy Chambers happened. And now they're like, she's not even saying the right lines. Like Dorothy Chambers is like fully off script, just being like, maybe touch a little higher, maybe go under the skirt.
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
Because like it is funny because it's like Dorothy Chambers as Clara when she knew it was a movie. was like, keep the gay under wraps. She has no clue people are watching her, which also was like a huge, like all of this gigantic violation of privacy
so
for this
weird.
AI woman. But it is interesting because she really thinks nobody's watching. And so she's just being gay.
She's straight up being so gay that, again, it is absolutely destroying this computer's memory. She is like inventing her own script, which I love for her. And then they get attacked by a scorpion, and then they like fully suck face.
Mm-hmm.
like, and I love that. Yeah, you get the impression that in the original movie, it was like a chaste 1940s peck on the lips.
Yes.
This Clara is like DTF,
Yes.
man. She is ready. She's like, oh, a scorpion? Oh, my shirt fell off. Oh, no.
Exactly. Oh, a scorpion. My husband, no. I'm fully naked.
Oh, God. It's so funny. And it's so, everyone in the room watching awkwardly is like so invested in this moment to the point that the lead tech guy fully spills his coffee entirely on top of the computer and freezes the entire thing, traps Brandy Friday in this simulation, and everything is bad.
Yep.
Bad.
Also,
they have no audio, they have no video, they don't know what's happening, time's passing faster
flying.
in there.
Yep.
Everyone is frozen in place except for Brandy Friday and Clara/Dorothy.
Yes. And this is where I feel like you get the big, like, this is where you get more of the backstory, too, I feel like, of Dorothy, which, like,
yes,
we could all tell. But, like, girl was extremely closeted. This is why she, like, as a woman in the 1940s, like, overdosed on sleeping pills, like, clearly was a deeply troubled, closeted queer woman.
Mm-hmm.
And it is fully seeping into Clara because now Clara and Brandy Friday are, like, fully in love.
Yes. Well, also, so, I mean, not immediately. Because first we
still.
have this whole, like, Brandy's trying to be like, Kimmy, maybe they stopped it. I think they stopped it. And meanwhile, like, Dorothy's like, what's the fuck
happening?
Are you talking about? She's like, I'm Clara, and I'm at the Hotel Reverie in Egypt. And Brandy's like, look at all these people around us. We are in black and white, and everything's frozen because we're in a computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not real. And so, yeah, they have this weird, they have to sort of find their footing, which apparently they do in the way that I find the funniest nonsensical plot point of this movie, which is that Dorothy walks
into
past,
an abyss.
Like, past the boundaries of the simulation they're into the black space of the computer, which seems to have all of her memories of Dorothy Chambers' brain and the makeup woman that she was flirting with and clearly in love with on set but couldn't be with. And I'm like, how?
Yes. And somehow the people who ran this simulation did not see the secret memories.
No.
At all, yes.
No.
Their plot holes are abundant. But
you know what? Who cares?
It's fine.
We're
buying
fine with it.
We're buying in.
So Clara walks into the abyss and is like, oh, I'm gay.
Yes.
I'm an actress and I'm gay. Okay, I get it. And then goes back and is like, I'll play the piano for you. Right?
And then we get the whole flip turn of, like, of course, now Brandy Friday's falling in love because she's playing Claire de Lune. Bailey was quick to point out to me that Claire de Lune is the gayest of all piano songs. I don't know if that's true.
Oh, what are the reasons that she gave? I'm fascinated.
I think it was just a feeling.
Just on vibes.
Yeah. Oh no, she said Debussy.
Putting that whole Debussy into this film.
Debussy.
Incredible.
Even though obviously that's not.
Oh
we know
God.
We know that's not how you pronounce it. But yes.
That's so funny, though. I love that so much. Listen, Clara is putting her whole Debussy into getting her girl, man.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing it. Dorothy is back. She's gayer than ever. She's like, they remade my movie with a woman. Like,
great.
Yeah. I'm into it.
I'm gay.
So,
I'm in.
Yeah.
They're in love. They're having sex. They're like, they're just exploring this whole Hotel Reverie by themselves.
Yeah, because everyone else is frozen. It is an important plot point that I think actually is very, respectful of queer culture to say that time is passing faster for them. So even though this only takes, what do we assume, like 30 minutes
Yes.
outside, their first date lasts straight up months and there's no one else involved. It is just the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yes, that is gay
accurate.
culture.
Yes.
That is a lesbian first date. It lasts 4 to 5 months and no one else
is there.
exists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is 100% accurate. Thank you, Black Mirror. We are seen.
Yes.
So they spend months and months and months just like, I guess essentially like having fun drinking and fucking
that
in
sounds
this
right.
hotel, right?
Yep.
Until one sad day when all of a sudden Kimmy's voice reappears in Brandy Friday's head as they're lying in bed saying how much they love each other. And then she's like, Kimmy? And poor Dorothy, who's like, who?
Yeah.
What?
What
are you talking about? Yeah, right? Like what?
But also before this, here's the thing. It's been months. They say I love you to each other, right?
Yeah.
I feel like one of the interesting parts about this movie or this episode of Black Mirror is I see what they're trying to do in terms of like Clara is a simulation, Brandy Friday is real, but there are parallels between the two of them and like their characters in their lives, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like Brandy Friday very much like relates to Dorothy in terms of like she's not super happy in her life as an actress. Like she's clearly queer because she's fallen for this simulation, right? And there is no indication in her real life
No.
that she was queer, right? It was
none.
She was dating men, like she could be bi, like I'm not, but like it definitely didn't act like she was queer in real life.
Yeah.
There was no like tinge of that. Not even when I feel like if she was like a super queer actress, she would have been like, I want to be the lead as the man because like lesbian rep. It felt like she was like, I want to be the lead as the man because I'm sick of men being the lead. Right?
Yes.
So there's this whole scene between them that I do find really interesting when they're saying they love each other. And she's like, do you love me because you were programmed to love me? And
because you're a computer robot brain and not a real person. Yeah, sure. It's always hard to draw that line.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And then, but Clara/Dorothy is like, basically like, but I know you're not the person I was programmed to love.
Right.
So no. And I feel like that was an interesting, I liked that scene where it's like her Dorothy in her free will loves Brandy Friday, not the person that Brandy Friday was acting as.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was a really nice, I liked that particular scene.
I like the scene in a general sense. I do think it's really interesting, and maybe this is where I'll come back to my thoughts on Issa Rae in this, because I agree. I think it was a really interesting choice to not make Brandy Friday's character discernibly gay in any real way, right? Here's what I think is interesting about that is like she gay.
Yes.
She gay. And I think that's interesting to cast two actresses, neither of whom that I know of are queer, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure one of them is.
Is Emma Corrin queer? Oh, they are not only queer, they're non-binary.
They're non-binary.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, interesting. Yes. How did I miss that completely?
Yes.
I looked up so much stuff that they've been in outside of Hotel Reverie and did not come across this at all. Okay, interesting. Okay, then I have such interesting thoughts about the casting of Brandy Friday because Issa Rae's not queer.
No.
And so I'm curious about the idea of like I don't hate it.
Yes.
I don't hate it to say that we just have a character who they have given you no indication is gay and yet clearly is like, but I'm clearly obsessed with this old actress.
Yes.
Like head over heels the second I see her. I'm like being wooed by this computer simulation, so much so to the point that when Kimmy comes back in her ear, right? Like, oh, no. It's not even when Kimmy comes back in her ear. I think it's even before No. It is. It's after the reset, right? Where she's like, "What would happen if I don't leave the movie?"
Yes.
And you're like, "Girl."
Exactly. She's like, I actually
had one date, and she's like, "Throw it all away,
she's
man."
like, I'm staying in this reality. Yes.
What if
It
I
is
just
so
stay?
gay. It's
so
gay.
Gay, and I think it's so funny because I feel like I can't decide how I would feel if they had cast like Ruby Rose, if they had cast Cynthia Erivo, if they had cast someone where like going in, you're like, well, obviously they're supposed to be gay, right?
Yes.
I feel like to me, again, I never got that feeling in the lead up to her being in the movie. Like they're not giving you a reason to think that Brandy Friday is queer,
yes.
identifies as queer, thinks of herself as queer. And I will say, I mean, like, listen, I agree. I don't think they had, like, the wildest chemistry. I didn't hate their chemistry. I thought they were cute together. They have, I mean, it's the 1940s. Like, they're kind of doing their cute little
Yes, I thought it was
1940s
nice.
romance.
It was nice and sweet. But
What I
wasn't
will
like,
say
I wasn't like,
is-
this is like burning passion and desire. And
No,
like,
it's
you
not.
should
It's
throw away
not.
your entire life to stay in the simulation.
She's
Whereas,
gonna,
like,
though.
when I watched San Junipero, I was wrecked.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's
Physically,
not that. It's
emotionally,
not that. But
like, everything.
I will say I have to give props to Issa Rae because I think she really came in and was like, I'm gonna wear the shit out of these button-down shorts
Mhm.
and I'm gonna be on top and when we're in bed and I'm gonna throw it all away over this girl. And I'm like, listen, you know what? Kudos to you, man. Like I thought it was an interesting choice. I don't know that I feel like when I started watching, I think I expected to like her less in the role than I ended up liking her.
Yeah. I did like it. It's hard when you're comparing it to San Junipero.
You can't. I mean, you can't. That's the problem. You can't, and you'll never be able to.
It just
But
can't hit.
I'm gonna say, I do think it's so funny to have 2 Black Mirror episodes with lesbian storylines, and they are both like computer dykes in an interracial relationship. And you're like, I mean,
yes, it's
okay.
It's a very interesting specific choice, right? It's like
yes,
it's like, oh, we had San Junipero. They were gay on a simulation. Let's do another one where they're now gay in the simulation again. Like we sort of texted about this. Like they're really leaning into like the people are not queer in real life, huh? Only in a game can people be queer. Like it's like San Junipero, right? It's this one, and then the other one where like those 2 guys are fucking with the characters in the video game.
Yeah,
right. Like very rarely do they have queer people in real life.
No. Gays exist only in computers.
It's very, I don't know. I actually think the more I think about it, it pisses me off.
Their dedication to it is a little weird, but I also don't hate the episodes. That's the problem.
Well,
I don't hate
yes, because it's like, okay, it's the point of Black Mirror that you're in a simulation, but like there are so many parts of Black Mirror where they are in real life.
Yeah.
And they never have a gay.
Give us a real life gay Black Mirror. We
like,
dare you.
It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
That they're like, nope, only this AI generated character is going to fall for Issa Rae. And the only
crazy.
relationship that Issa Rae can have is with this like fake character woman, you know, like.
Which, listen, lesbians, I feel like this is an important PSA in the AI era that we are currently, forced to live
lesbians love long distance. Don't fall for an AI girl.
Fall for an AI and throw your life away. Find a real girl. Date a real girl. They're out there. She's out there, okay? She's out there with real thoughts and real memories.
Wait, that's actually so funny. I feel like AI girl is like the evolution of the Tumblr girlfriend.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay,
That
we're
is
here to tell
so
you
funny.
that so many lesbians can warn you they did their time in the trenches with the Tumblr girlfriend, and they'll just be there to tell you like there's real life people out there. Okay.
Oh my god.
Issa Rae, we could have helped you. We could have helped you, girl. But no. Instead, Issa Rae is like, I'm finally. She's gonna say she loves me and mean it, and now. Fucking Awkwafina's in my ear being like, okay, great, we're gonna reset. And she's like, what are you talking about, reset? Yeah. And Awkwafina's like, she won't remember anything. And
don't worry.
Which also, I think it's really funny that somehow, again, how does Awkwafina know that Clara is not frozen like everyone else in the simulation? Like,
who knows?
Why would you assume that? Other than they're like, yeah, we sent you into like lesbian boot camp simulation and you're still in there. It's been months. So I find it very funny. But they reset her.
I know.
And it's crushing. And they reset back to, like, that first time that they kissed in the scorpion scene. And, like, again, Issa Rae, great acting choices. You watch this woman's heart just get ripped out of her chest and stomped on and, like, attacked by a scorpion in real time. And I'm like, rough.
It is rough.
It's rough. Rough go,
rough.
girl. You had a rough go of your first time dating a girl. I'm just gonna say.
First time dating a girl, she forgets you existed.
She forgets you exist. Oh, it's awful. And so they're back, and Clara's just like, my husband. And you're like, oh no.
Oh no.
And then, this is when I think we get this moment where Brandy is like, they're like, Brandy, you just have to get to the end of the movie. Like, we've rewritten the plot, and we have a whole plan. And she's like, what if I don't?
Yeah. She's like, how about I just stay here? Thanks.
What if I just stay in the movie for forever? And Awkwafina, to her credit, is like, get it together. Like, you gotta get it together right about now. Like, you gotta figure this shit out, right? So she is depressed. There's still, like, a murderous Frenchman on the loose. There's still a dead dog. And they're like, you gotta get to that fucking cop and diagnose him with an allergy to his cologne stat, or, like, you're gonna get shot.
You're gonna die. Yep.
Yeah. And so she does, and it's crazy, and she goes and, tries to save the whole end of this movie, because they're like, there you go, now when he brings his wife up to the roof to push her off the roof, and you show up, and then the cop will show up and recognize you, and then they'll not shoot you, and they'll arrest him, but...
Clara has some other ideas.
Yeah, Clara's like, I went so hard dyke that I'm gonna straight up murder my husband with a gun, and then I'm gonna straight up murder a cop.
Yep. She's like, fuck the police.
Clara dyked so hard that she must kill every man she sees.
That she just full on ACAB.
It's just so hard sometimes, when you're just a little computer simulation memory of a dyke from the 1940s, and, like, you finally get to make out with Issa Rae, and then you're like, I will kill every man.
I will kill anyone to just be able to kiss you again. That's it.
Who do I need to shoot? Point me at him.
So funny.
So she straight up kills every man and then gets shot in this movie. And I fucking hate it. I hate it so much.
See, that's the thing about Black Mirror as well, right? Lesbians only exist in a simulation, and also bury your gays, right? Like, is a pretty consistent theme. Like, San Junipero is a tricky one because they're living in an afterlife, but they are still bury your gays.
Yeah. At least San Junipero, they buried the gays together and they got to be together for all time.
I know.
Now we just have to watch Brandy Friday sobbing, holding her first girlfriend's dying body in her arms, saying, I'll be with you forever. Or what did she say? I can't remember.
I'll love
I'm so
you
upset about it.
more.
I'll be yours. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah,
I wrote it in my fucking song, Ellie, and I can't bring it to mind because I'm so upset about the gays dying again.
I know.
I'll be yours forevermore.
It's
fucked. And then they pull her out, and she, like, sits up on this little table, and she's just like, what the fuck did you do to me in there? She's like, no one told me when I flew to England.
And for an hour and a half session, that after this hour and a half, I would be madly in love with another woman.
Yeah.
And have to watch her die in my arms. Thanks for that.
After she actually died in real life in, 1940. And also now I'm gay and broken inside. This is the gay agenda, right? The gay agenda is we're going to fly you out under the guise of a studio shoot, put you in a computer, turn you gay, and ruin your life.
Yep. That's
there
it.
You go.
They should have really put that in the disclaimer.
yeah. That was in the contract. You didn't read that?
Well, I mean, she didn't read it, so.
98% chance of full homosexuality.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's crying.
2%
Everyone's
of
crying.
slight homosexuality.
They're still going to release the fucking movie, though, which I also think is just so
Unhinged.
funny. Well, this is the reality of capitalism.
Yes.
Okay?
I also am so curious. Like, it is funny. You're like, we're just talking about the production. I am so curious about the production of this film. I'm sorry. Do they edit it after the fact? They must.
I mean, they'd have to. She spends half of it talking to Kimmy.
Right? I'm like, they must be editing this film.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, so many things went wrong. Like, did they cut the piano part? Did they mute the audio and put a better piano underneath it? Because if that happens in the real film, like, I can't.
Insane. Can you imagine?
I can't.
I mean, it's crazy. It's
Yes.
so crazy. But no, they're still releasing that fucking movie because they're like, well, we bought the studio time and we gotta...
And it's a hit.
We gotta do something. And yeah, it's surprisingly popular, which I also feel like is very funny. Meanwhile, Broken Shell of a Human, Brandy Friday,
I know, Jesus Christ.
who looks great, though. She looks great.
Oh, yeah.
And that little orange dress at the end of the movie, right?
Mhm.
She comes home to find a little gift for her from Kimmy and from Jack, who made her a long-distance computer phone girlfriend.
So sweet.
Yeah. Is it?
I know. Exactly. I'm also like, she still doesn't know her. Like, I don't know. That's why I feel like this was not quite as satisfying as San Junipero for me, right? San Junipero was like, when they are like driving away in that Jeep and it's like Heaven is a Place on Earth is playing, you're like, fuck yeah, gays together forever. This is like, okay, so she's gonna have to woo her girlfriend on the phone again and she's never gonna
You're gonna what? Have phone sex with the fake tiny AI version of the girlfriend that you dated for months who doesn't even remember you? That was in a different computer brain. Like, woof.
It's just not, it's not satisfying enough for me. It's too bury your gays. It's too, like, the lesbians don't really have the happiest of endings.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't quite do it for me as much as I wanted it to, you know?
No, I mean, I will say, there's still things I like about it. I like the commitment to them just making the whole gay of it all, like, not a thing. Like, It's not, like, and they do address it, right? Because you're like, okay, Dorothy Chambers, like, yeah, straight up OD'd on sleeping pills because she was closeted and unhappy and depressed. But that's, like, the only time that you really get sort of that type of queer rep, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't linger on it. They don't make it a bigger thing. And, like, the whole rest of the movie, they're just like, oh, recast it with a woman? Why not? Oh, we're just gonna make this whole thing, I guess. Oh, she's falling for her? Delightful. Oh, she's also falling. Like, you know, it's like everyone's in love, and you're like, great. Like,
great. Yes, it doesn't...
It's very... Like, I feel like we ask all the time for it to be like, could you just make being gay not be a big thing? And, like,
yes.
I do think they nailed that. I just wish then they didn't, you know, give us the sad, depressing death ending that we're so used to, because we were so close. We were so close to it being there. You know, it's like, I feel like it's the flip side of San Junipero. With San Junipero, it's like, you can't deal with being gay so much. It's like such a big thing that you can't come out of the closet, but then you get your happy ending. And here they're like, what if we did the opposite on both fronts, right?
Yes.
It's like, nobody cares, and then you die.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well, I actually don't know which one I want. Not sure if that was better
like, I don't,
for me.
Yeah, like, I don't really know if I wanted her to stay in the simulation either, but, like...
No, you don't. I mean, you don't. You're like, how about you just get out and, like, date a real girl?
Yes. Yeah.
And not have, like, weird AI phone sex with an imaginary 1940s actress that's not, like, a real person anymore. Like, I don't...
Yeah, it just missed the mark a little for me, like, with that stuff, but
yeah,
I'm glad they're still making gay shit for us. You know, I don't want to complain about it, and I want to complain.
And honestly, props to them, and sorry to the community for me not knowing Emma Corrin was super queer.
So queer,
props to them
non-binary.
for casting at least a queer person as the queer, you know, the sort of knowledgeably
and I do feel like Emma Corrin
did
like, I feel like both of them did a good job.
No, I think they did. That performances are great.
Yes.
I do agree with you that I think there is just sort of like a spark to
There's
the
like
chemistry
a disconnect between the two of them that didn't like click for me. But the
romance still worked for me though.
Yeah.
Like their little scenes were. I thought they had some cute moments.
They're very sweet.
I think that probably explains why I felt like Dorothy's performance sold me a little bit more Brandy's chemistry in it, but you know, I think they both did great.
Anything else you want to talk about Hotel Reverie?
Yeah, I feel like it is hard. I think the comparisons to San Junipero are so obvious and so heavy-handed, and I am curious if they're is a possibility of Black Mirror giving us. I mean, the thing that's hard is I'm like, part of me doesn't want to ask for a regular Black Mirror episode with gays because it's going to be awful. They're always awful. And I do think, like, still, even in the scale of Black Mirror endings, I feel like they got off pretty easy.
It's true. I do feel like they are more careful.
I would say it's happier.
Yeah, it's like happier. Like they're more careful with their endings for queer characters in Black Mirror.
They killed a not a real person robot dyke simulation and then brought her back again. I guess.
Yes.
I guess so. I feel like you just know Brandy Friday, though, is like 1 week away from being like, give me the fucking head chip back.
Yeah, she's like,
put me in the computer.
Put me back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I'm like reading some of the Reddit stuff. This says this was one of the worst pieces of television ever made.
Oh, that's sad.
That's rough. Overall, the true problem is the writing was bad. They said none of the characters outside of the simulation seemed to truly grasp the gravity of what's happening. They're about to kill an A-list actor and keep joking.
Yeah. Well, sure. I mean, listen, I think if you're going to go with the, like, are we all buying into the kind of fanciful premise, I mean, like, that's a Black Mirror episode. What are you going to do about it? You know?
Yes. People liked it. People didn't like it. I feel like it's a little bit like 50-50.
Overall, I still like the episode. Like, I'd watch it again, you know?
Yes.
I think I enjoyed watching it. I think it's also nice when it's like, you know, it's short enough. Like, it's not, you don't have to do too much in it,
yes.
You know? I think they're good performances. I think it has its cute little moments, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's obviously plot point problems that I think are kind of hysterically overlooked. Again, her production team just our issues with the production of this film. But you know, I don't know. I would love to know what our listeners thought. If you had thoughts on Hotel Reverie, please tell us, because I'm curious to know where people do actually fall on it, you know?
Yes. I feel like in terms of queer content, it is quite enjoyable. I mean, I watched it twice and I liked it both times.
Yeah. We've watched worse, Ellie. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, no, it is so difficult to put them side by side with San Junipero, which is like well, to me, San Junipero is a 10, and this is like a 7, which is still good.
I was gonna say those exact same numbers, so I think it's you and I are on the same page.
We're on the same page. Like it's still good. Page. It's still good. It's just like, damn, fucking San Junipero.
You're just gonna go watch San Junipero.
I'm gonna go watch San Junipero. Yes, I am.
I think that's the right answer.
Let's go to our Q&A. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Q and gay.
All right, question number 1. Which lesbian-filled simulation would you rather exist in? A, San Junipero, or B, Hotel Reverie?
I mean, obviously San Junipero.
Yes.
Mostly because you know how I feel about AI, but I'm like, San Junipero, at least you're interacting with like real people's real memories of like their sense of selves. You know, like, and not just a robot AI. Anyways.
Yes.
Okay, question 2, Ellie. How would you murder your heiress wife? A, poison. B, scorpion. Or C, push her off a roof.
I feel like it's got to be the poison for me. Like something quick, easy, you know, not too gruesome. I don't know. Push off the roof and scorpion feel a little bit too gruesome to me.
The poison for Clara, the poison made specifically to kill Clara's poison?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Cool. All right, question number 3. How long distance would you be willing to do? A, different cities, B, different states, C, different countries, or D, different realities?
I guess I have to say different states because I have done different states. I feel like different countries, it's, you know, listen, shout out to you lesbians. You're all salt of the earth people who manage that because it's a lot.
I just can't do it. I don't know. Like, I also feel like so many people are just different. But it is interesting how many lesbians do long distance. But like, I physically don't think I can barely handle different apartments.
You're like, different rooms is tough.
It's real tough.
It's tough. Yeah. You all don't even know how many times we're recording and Bailey's just like hiding under Ellie's desk, just like holding her hand, you know.
How'd you know she was here?
Yeah.
That's weird. She was being so quiet.
Incredible. Question 4, Ellie. Pick a golden age romance classic out of A, Casablanca, B, Gone with the Wind, C, An Affair to Remember, or D, Sabrina.
Here's the thing, Leigh. I really I don't watch golden age romance classics, and maybe I should. I have never seen Casablanca or Gone with the Wind or Sabrina. So I have to say C, An Affair to Remember, because that's the only one I've seen.
Well, you've seen one more of them than I have.
You haven't seen any of them.
I'm not sure I've watched any of them, no.
I had a moment where I was like, I should really start watching these, and I only watched An Affair to Remember, and I really think I can't get into them. Maybe
I think that's
also
fair because honestly, it's not just that they're extremely heteronormative and heterosexual, but they're heteronormative in a way that like makes me feel ill.
Yeah, I just
It's like it's too much.
I can't do it. I can barely do like a modern day straight romance, you know?
Yeah. No,
I
it's rough.
agree.
I'm with you.
Question number 5. What is the saddest part of Hotel Reverie? A, Clara's memories, B, the reset, C, the shooting, or D, Bonbon dying? Obvious answer.
Okay, here's the thing. I think I have two different answers because I think the real answer is Clara's memories, but I think the episode in that episode answer, I think it's the reset. Man, the way that you just watch Brandy like shatter as a person, it's so jarring and so sudden and like it's so rough. Oh, it's so rough.
So rough. I agree. And I do feel like Issa Rae really played that so well.
She really did. I mean,
that
honestly,
was painful.
And again, and that's what I'm saying. It's like they're not big choices. Like they're not big acting choices, you know? Like they're really small, quiet. Like I actually think it's a really just watching her in this, I think that might be part of why I enjoyed the episode so much. Is like I really enjoyed the acting performances in it. I thought they were great. I think she made some really like small, really nuanced, charged moments in it. And that one to me, that one like it's crushing. It's so hard. Just a longing look at a closed door, you know, and you're like, ugh.
It's rough.
It's rough.
Remember, listeners, you can give us your own answers to this episode Q&A questions on our Instagram at Lez Hang Out Pod.
We love hearing from all of you. We love continuing to grow this community, and we just want to shout out some of our favorite things every episode. And this week, we want to shout out Instagram user Kishi Bibi, who commented on our Rough Night episode saying, "Yo, tell it. I found this movie accidentally a couple of weeks ago." And I'm like, this should have been gay, and you are correct. It's an intensely gay movie. First of all, I also realized I forgot to put the gayer tag on all of these when I made the graphics. That's on me. It is a gay as fuck movie, but also it should have been gayer. Yes. And we're right to say so.
Also, I'd like to shout out Jan, who came to a femme show at Faneuil Hall and came up to me and said, "Are you Ellie? I love Lez Hang Out." And you know that gets me through a day.
That'll get you through the week, Ellie, right there.
Yes, they particularly said to me that I have a very nice podcasting voice.
Aww.
And good singing voice. But they also said, "Tell Leigh I say I love her too."
Thanks, Jan.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie didn't tell me that part yet.
Yeah, I was holding
That'll get me through the week.
was holding on to that one. I was like, yeah, someone recognized me.
Aww.
It was quite sweet. And Jan was there from Ohio visiting their sister, I think. So it was great that they happened to come see us. Very cool.
Shout out, Jan.
Yeah.
And as always, we want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Mark Foster,
Lizette Stye,
Adi Benitez,
Sophia Phillips,
and Armani Gucci.
And our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen.
And Andrea Doucette. Thank you all so much for continuing to support the podcast. We could not keep making it without you and all of our patrons.
Remember, you can also find us on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Lez Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at lezhangoutpod@gmail.com.
Or check out our website at lezhangoutpod.com.
Whatever app you use to listen to podcasts, make sure that you subscribe. That way you'll get new episodes as soon as they go up.
We're also posting videos on our YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/lezhangoutpod to catch them.
Lez Hang Out is an independently produced show. It's hosted by us. Our audio production is done by Ellie. Our production assistant is Krista Murison. And various other podcasting shenanigans are done by me.
If you want to support the podcast, the easiest thing you can do is rate and review us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
If you want to join our Patreon, it is the best way to make sure we can continue making this show. You get access to our Discord channel. You get access to all of our Les-tricurricular bonus episodes and other cool stuff. You can join that at bit.ly/LesPatreon.
If you want to get some Lez Hang Out merch, you can get that at bit.ly/LesMerch. We have all kinds of cool queer designs for you all.
Remember, we also have a queer production company making queer podcast musicals with guaranteed happy endings that you can find everywhere at Dollar Bean Prod.
Or at our website, dollarbeanproductions.com.
You can check out all of the episodes of both our first show, The Flame, and our second show, Journey to the Heart, on any podcasting app.
And if you want to help support us in making more musicals, you can join our Patreon at bit.ly/dollarbeanpatreon.
If you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Alice H. Foster.
And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Ellie Brigida. With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Leigh. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Send me a doctor to mend my broken heart. All of my memories play in the dark. I thought that nobody could tear our dream apart. But in the end I see I'm back where we started, in a time you don't remember. We fell in love, we fell in time you don't remember. I'm still dreaming of you, in a time you don't remember. Laughing together, in a time you don't remember.
Never imagined I'd hold your hand in mine. Maybe we're meant to be in different times. A simple reverie, like an old midsummer's night. But now I'll never see you here by my side, in a time you don't remember. We fell in love, in a time you don't remember. I'm still dreaming of you, in a time you don't remember. Laughing together, in a time you don't remember. Being with you, I swear the world stops spinning.
Oh my darling, just promise me you'll take me with you wherever you're going.
I'm gonna be by your side till the end. In a time you don't remember. We fell in love, in a time you don't remember. I'm still dreaming of you, in a time you don't remember. Laughing together, in a time you don't remember. I'll be yours forever.
American history is full of infamous tales that continue to captivate audiences decades or even hundreds of years after they happened. On the Infamous America podcast, you'll hear the true stories of the Salem witch trials and the escape attempts from Alcatraz, of bank robbers like John Dillinger and Pretty Boy Floyd, of killers like Lizzie Borden and Charles Starkweather, of mysteries like the Black Dahlia and D.B. Cooper, and of events that inspired movies like Goodfellas, Killers of the Flower Moon, Zodiac, 8 Men Out, and many more. I'm Chris Wimmer. Join me as we crisscross the country from the Miami drug wars and Dixie Mafia in the South to mobsters in Chicago and New York, to arsonists, kidnappers, and killers in California, to unsolved mysteries in the heartland and in remote corners of Alaska. Every episode features narrative writing and cinematic music, and there are hundreds of episodes available to binge. Find Infamous America wherever you get your podcasts.